Happy birthday, Rocky. Pack your bags, chat. We're going on a ski trip. But Dober, what does skiing have to do with TA or trading? Let me show you. Close your eyes and picture a mountain, a beautiful mountain like this. Skiing or trading may feel like this, and normally look something like this. Trail maps, such as this one, are similar to drawing fib levels. It's a great overview of the terrain and marks boundaries. Imagine each trail on the map like a zone between fib levels. They mark the tree line and display risk. So how do you ski? Put your skis on while we rotate the chart. A good skier carves left and right like a good trader does, taking profits at each turn. You can ski to the tree line at full speed, but it gets riskier the closer you get. What if you can manage your risk? Turn slightly before the tree line, give yourself plenty of room, and take profits and enjoy. Ski trails can also merge, and price action can cross fib levels, as both mountain or chart conditions are ever changing. When trails merge and you're with a group of friends, it's nice to slow down and regroup before you leroy to a new trail. You could bomb it through the trees or find yourself flying off a cliff. Is this boundary support or resistance? Fib levels may show you important areas. Here we have the CRO UDST chart on the monthly. You can see that the chart starts in June 2020. This is the Crypto.com coin. Some simple TA to start. A wise man once said, a trend is a trend, the trend is your friend, until it's not. In pink, starting in March, here's a low and a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and a higher high. On the weekly, it's a little more updated as it's been a few days since I started my homework. When we zoom out, I've drawn a trend line on the highs and a trend line on the lows, and it seems like a large ascending wedge or bull flag. So I've drawn a line from the top to the bottom and placed it at the end, marking the breakout. On the daily, I've added the 50 and the 200 period moving average. We can see them cross, which is important. First a golden cross, then a death, golden, etc., etc. Here's a weekly with the Rocky Outcrop DMI and a fib to a peak, which I've extended right while keeping an eye on the current price, how it's slightly higher. It's nice to see the price action lining up nicely with these fibs, waiting to see if the new one at the higher peak is valid by interacting with the 236. Here's another view in my attempt to draw a trend-based fib extension. As a beginner, I started with horizontal lines. However, if you draw a correct fib, the fib levels tend to match up well and horizontal lines become redundant. However, prices currently are higher than the previous high, so I drew a new fib. In order for this fib to be valid, it needs to interact with the 236 and the lines don't match up as well. On this chart, I've added two indicators, the RSI and the Rocky Outcrop DMI. Here's a 4-hour with a fib drawn from the previous picture to the high. Here's another with the 2-hour. Interesting that the lines match up better, even though I'm not sure if the fib's valid yet. 30-minute, some hidden bullish divergence, usually signaling continuation in the trend, and I drew an uptrend. Here's my fib levels and EMA inputs. Back to the weekly, we've seen an uptrend on the RSI and on the candles. 30-minute with the VPVR. After I added a fib, and it almost cleans up the chart, nicely organized. This in the 5 shows an uptrend and how the fib and the 30 nicely outlines some tree lines from previous price action. Here's another on the 5. These are some of the very basic patterns that jump out to me. There are probably many errors with my homework, and I wanted to show that beginners can also submit homework in any fashion. I haven't added live charting because I constantly zoom out, miss zoom, and move fibs unintentionally. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Discord. I've made an effort to be kinder as it's constantly bouncing around our community. So draw some fibs, see the tree line, take profits at each turn. Stonks only go up, bro. Be better than Zoolander on skis, and take the singles and the doubles, as it will add up to fortune.